Hi folks, thanks for tuning in. So today we've got something quite unusual. This one dates from 1983 and Fender made this in limited numbers in an attempt to be quite innovative for the time. We'd come out the back of the sort of CBS era guitars, which had a bad reputation because the quality control couldn't really keep up with the production numbers, and some brilliant guitars were made during that time, but unfortunately the ones that weren't so brilliant, let's say, kind of got that period a bit of a bad reputation. So Fender reverted ultimately to some of their more traditional specifications, shall we say, including the change to the original style headstock and the four bolt neck, which we can see on the back there. But also they wanted to be innovative and try something slightly different, so they actually contacted Darren Johansson, who later went on to do the crazy paintwork for the Ibanez Gem amongst other things, and they shipped about 225 of the bodies across the States to be refinished by Darren and then sent back for assembly here at Fender in California. And they made about 75-ish to 100 in over 3 different colours. So the total was about 225 Strats in this marbled finish. Now, other than that, really, it's a standard Strat for its time. So it's got the free flight trem system, which actually is really crazy, because one of the things it does have is the tremolo arm here, vibrato arm, of course, really. Is solid sort of steel there, and it's got quite an interesting engagement thing on this. I'm not sure if you can see that little tang there, those little pins sticking out. Basically they go into the location hole like so, and I'm trying to do this upside down and back to front, but essentially that kind of drops, that locks into position on there. But what's quite interesting about it is the mechanism is underneath the actual scratch plate and not at the back, because if we look at remove that and turn it around and look at the back, there is no rear routing for the trem, so everything's completely different on this. So there we go, so that's how that works. It's also got the single tone control, so although people often think about this as being a cheapskate kind of cost saving exercise, again, it was something else to try and be innovative, you know, whether it's a television set or a stereo at the time and various other audio devices. You have a volume and you have a tone, so why not? In fact, a lot of people these days actually remove this because they say it's in the way, and make one a volume and one a tone anyway. So one of those things, really. Some people like it, some people don't. I personally don't think it makes any difference, really. It's perfectly usable, and I think it sounds great. There's a 5-position switch on there, and that all works nice and solidly, and traditional single coils. So that's that. The neck is a 1-piece maple on this one, and you can see there the serial number is an 83. And if we look at the back, we'll just spin it around. High gloss finish. It's probably like a medium neck, I'd say, on this. I think the fretboard radius is about 11-ish, 12. It's quite flat actually when I put the gauge on it. You've got the micro tilt neck there. See the hole for the tilt on the neck. And here you can again see that crazy paintwork, which, as I say, very rare. Some people love it, some people absolutely detest it, but again, it's just one of those quirks, really. So it's quite cool. So I think that's all we can say on it at the moment. So let's, without further ado, see how she sounds, I should say.